Hi guys! Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel! I am actually filming these in November 2022, but I wanted to make sure that this video was edited and uploaded in January when you're seeing these. So Happy New Year, first of all. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I am gonna start the month, fairly enough, with a TBR. Now I am coming back on the 3rd of January, and after that I'm really hoping that I will have like a solid month of reading. I'm also planning to clean and kind of like rearrange, in a sense, my bookshelves. They are still gonna be like color based and everything, but I just want to ask you, by any chance, do you wanna see that, or if you don't care? So if you want to see that, if you want me to film my rearrangement of my shelves, let me know. Plans for January are really, get back into work, take a lot of time to just stay warm and read. So what I'm gonna do this year, I'm gonna keep going with my TBR shelf. So last year, I showed these in a few videos back, I've read through 9 of my shelves. I have done a video where I explain the rules, what I'm doing. I'm gonna link it down below, but in a nutshell, I have 12 shelves that I need to go through. And this year I'm not allowing myself to have any breaks, because I do really want to go through all of this TBR by the end of December 2023. So every month I'll pick a random shelf, and from that shelf I will have to read all the books that are unread. And if a book is part of a series, I'm allowed to skip the book in itself if it's not the book I'm up to in the series. However, a caveat to that is that when I'll pick random shelves, I'm gonna put all numbers in, and if a shelf that has already been chosen comes up, I need to go back to the shelf, check that there are no series in there, and if there are a series and by any chance there is an unread book in a series that now I've caught up to, I need to pick up that before I redraw another shelf. I know it's pretty complicated to probably hear it like that, but just follow along, it's gonna become more clear, hopefully, by the time we get around to actually do it. No other rules. I'm not doing any fantasy TBR anymore as well, so I'm not adding any fantasy pick from my fantasy TBR, which is going to be linked down below, because all those books are on my shelves, so I'll get around to them by just going through my shelves. And if special shelves come up, I'm going to explain what they are. So we still got a few shelves. I think I'm gonna keep this diary, avoid the old one, just for the shelf's sake. I'm gonna do like a new reading diary every time. So let me get my phone and let's pick a random shelf for January, shall we? So we've got 21 shelves in here. So I'm gonna do random number generator, and then I'm gonna input 21. Can you see it? And then I'm gonna do generate. I can't see the number, but you guys can see it first. So it's number 6. Let me see. Okay, so number 6 is a shelf that I have already done. No, there is nothing there that it's part of a series, anything there to catch up with. So let's just draw another. So let's do again. So got our 6, I'm gonna click on generate again. You see it? Oh, shelf number 8. Okay, shelf number 8 is a shelf I've not done yet, and it's actually my dark red books. Okay, I'm gonna show you the shelf. We're gonna go through the books I've read, not read, and just quickly, and then I'm gonna give you synopsis. Sorry, I just the bloody phone, every time I do that, my hair just trapped in there. Anyway, let's go to shelf number 8. So here's the shelf. So on this shelf we have a book that's upside down. Redeeming Love, I've already read. Crescent City, House on Earth and Fire, I have Earth and Blood, I've already read. Night Film, I've already read. Now I'm fighting, okay. Then Cruel Beauty I've not read. Ensnared I have not read. With the last book in a series, actually. deity, I need to check if this is which number in the series it is, because I'm not sure. Okay, this is an Italian book, but it's like translated in English. I'll tell you when I show you. There is like an English translation for this, so I'm gonna read these because I've not read it. Oh, this is a chunk. The Crimson Petal and the White. Not read this one. The Gargoyle. I've not read this one. Talon. I believe I have read. So check. Yes. Talon. I have read this one. The Art of War. I've not read it. Can we appreciate the beauty that this is? I'm going to show you better later. The Madman Daughter. I've not read. The Little Demon. I've not read. The Architect of Song. I've not read. Oh shoot. Apollyon. I've not read. I got it back. Things Fall Apart. I have read from a book club actually. And now in here, I think of these three. I just need to read A Library of Soul, but I'm gonna double check. So I've read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I believe I've read Hollow City, but I've not read Library of Souls. So I'll double check. So yeah, a lot of unread books on these. So January has just started and I am already in a sea of shit because I had a lot of leftovers from last year, and I will have my fairy loots, both YA and adults, from December to catch up with. So fairy loot I receive every month and I tend to read those, try to read those the following month, just to, you know, keep up with also new releases, which are usually what fairy loot gives you. So yeah, this is gonna be so fun. So yeah, let me go through the books. Also, disclaimer, which I've already done a couple of videos ago, my chair is squeaky. If you hear weird noises, is my chair. I put a blanket now, so that should fix the problem, but we're gonna find out when I'm gonna edit this. So what I'm gonna read in terms of books is, first of all, The Art of War. Can we appreciate? These are editions that I bought. It's children editions, and I had my Wuthering Heights in this edition and I just loved it so much that I decided to purchase a couple of more. So this is all illustrated. And this is a book that potentially is 2000 years old, and it's, as the title suggests, it's a kind of military strategy book. It's a Chinese classic about military strategies, which has been highly influential in the, not only on, you know, military strategies throughout the centuries, but also in other fields like politics and so on. So all of the advice that's in here has been used and reused. A very influential book that I don't know if I'm gonna hate or love, but I'm gonna keep because this is a beauty. Then I'm gonna read the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle. There is a sticker here. Oh, it's one of those top stubborn stickers. And I have no idea why I purchased this book. I just really like the black pages, and I think this is a YA, potentially. And it's potentially like a fantasy love story about a boy who's about to die and a girl that saves him. But to do so, she has to do something weird. But I remember this being talked about many years ago, and then I bought it, never catch up to it, so we will see, because YA is not usually can be very much a miss for me, but let's hope I start 2023 with a good YA. The Crimson Petal and the White. There is also like a TV show on these, and it's one of the most famous Faber's books, and I've never read one of his books, I believe, before, so this is gonna be my introduction to him. And this is gonna probably take me all year to read, but I just know that this is about Victorian London. So you follow Sugar, your main protagonist, that she has to raise from the gutter and make a fortune for herself, and I think you follow her and a bunch of other characters, and there is intrigue, love, betrayal, and all you can think of. It's a historical fiction story, which I've not read many at all last year, so I'm actually intrigued to read one because I do overall enjoy them, although I might not reach out for them often. This is Before I Go to Sleep, so it's the Italian copy because I bought many years ago in Italy, but it's actually translated from English, and this is a thriller. Just show you, it's pretty hardback. I must say that in Italy, when I go back, I always stop by our version of Waterstone because they have very pretty copies of books. But I hate reading translations now that I can read the original language. So hopefully this will go well. And all I know about these is these are very popular. It used to be a very popular thriller. There is a movie about these, which I never watched because I wanted to read it first. And it's about this woman that every time she goes to sleep, she forgets about all that happened the day before. She only has her husband every morning to tell her, you know, this is what's happening to you, this is your story. But is he reliable? We don't know. We will find out. So this is the first novel in the Coven novels. So I've read last year the first one. It's a YA by Armentrout. She has a very signature style of YA fantasy stories, and I think this is basically this girl that goes to this academia to become a vampire slayer. I don't remember if there are vampires or like creatures, but it was very entertaining because I do like her writing for how much problematic it can be. But this is book number 3, so I don't have to read this because I need to read book 2 first. So I'm gonna check if the other one is book 2 by any chance. And this is book number 4. So those ones I won't have to read because I'm not up here in the series. Then I will read Ensnared. This is book number 3 and the conclusion of this trilogy that I know of. Well, actually there is also one called Untamed. I don't know, is that a 4th book? Is that novellas? I don't know. Oh, it's a companion novel which I might skip, so I might just read the main trilogy. This is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. There is Love Triangle, Mad Hatter is one, and then there is this boy, and the second book picked up toward the end, so I really want to finish on. And also these books they all have different colors, and the font, not the font, sorry, but the writing inside is of the same color of the book. So the second one had blue writing and the first one had green, and it was just, I love them. I love these covers so much. So much. Such a pretty boy. And so I'm gonna read these. It's a YA retelling of Alice in Wonderland. Speaking of retellings, I'm also gonna read Cruel Beauty, which is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And I just know that, you know, you got this girl that has to marry to save her people, her kingdom, and of course, you know, her husband is someone there, it's like the bad guy, is a monster, and then I guess they fall for each other. I don't know, I just know that it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And Hodge, she did numerous retellings, I believe, and they were kind of popular. I don't know if it's adult or YA though, so I guess I'm gonna find out. There is also Crimson Bound and Gilded Lashes, which I think are other retelling about the stories. So he says her mission was to kill him, her destiny was to love him. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I don't know if this one is a retelling of something. I remember something. I know that's the first book in a series. And this is by Howard, and this is the Architect of Song. And from the synopsis, basically this is the story of this girl. She's trying to survive making huts at her house, but she's always been kind of in competition with this Thornton, this man who has kind of like a boutique, very famous boutique, so she can never make it because, you know, he sells all the hat or he gets all the money basically. One time she follows him and she sees him near a grave, and he's very upset, and there is a rose at the bottom of his tomb, and basically there is also a name Hawk, and then she sees a ghost, and this ghost sings a song that she can only hear, and so she decides to infiltrate his boutique just to go and work for him. And I don't know if he's trying basically to betray him, get money from him, so she's just trying to infiltrate and understand what's going on, who's Hawk, why he was so upset in the tomb. And I think there's also a love triangle between her ghost companion, which is basically this ghost that wants revenge, and to this man, Thornton, that actually turns out that he's very kind and potentially in love with her. And it's a very complex story. Basically, it's a love triangle with a ghost and a man that's supposed to be the evil guy and this girl in between. But we will see. What I think it's a new adult novel, so I guess there is gonna be like mature content. Then of these 3, so I did read Hollow City, so I just need to read Library of Souls, and this is a very popular series, so I just need to finish this, although I think the series eventually went on past this book. Will I read past these? Probably not, unless this is mind-blowing. It's a series that I've read and enjoyed. It's very peculiar because you find a lot of pictures in it, and so it's always entertaining. And the premise of this boy basically discovering that the stories that his father or grandfather told him about this house for special children that had magic is actually real, and he ending up going there. you just basically follow the adventures of these kids trying to survive because people want to kill them. Of course, they are hiding from society, from people. And I enjoyed the first book a lot. The second book was okay, but I'm gonna see how this third book is before deciding if I want to keep the series or if it's been a good time. But it's now time to donate my copies, or maybe even going on and read all the rest of the books. We will see, Mr. Riggs. What is it? Yes, Riggs. So we will see. I'm gonna finish this series. Hopefully, I'll try. Then I'm gonna read a book that has no synopsis whatsoever, so I can't tell you. All I know is that this is a short book and it's a horror story. It's called The Little Demon and it's a Russian author. And I picked this up from a video on BookTube that I've watched many months ago about horror stories, because I was delving more into horror and this was mentioned, so I wanted to try, and I think it was very cheap, so I wanted to try it out. But I don't know anything about synopsis, so I know that usually I don't give synopsis during my wrap-ups, and I will continue to do so. But in this case, if I've not given a synopsis here in my TBR, I'll try and give you a synopsis during my wrap-ups. And the last thing actually is The Madman's Daughter. And this is a fantasy historical novel, I believe, and there is a very popular cover, which is not this one, but this is the story of this girl that's been trying kind of survive in a world where her father is seen as this mad scientist that's sent or goes to live on an island remotely, and she's been, you know, staying back, trying to go to school, work as a maid, you know, just ignore her past and, you know, her legacy, if you want. And then one day she finds out that actually the father is still alive in this island, and so she decides to go there and find out if it's the truth, if he's indeed mad, if he's indeed this monster that people think he is. And when she goes there, well, the island is in utter chaos. She needs to find out what happens. She needs to help her father, I imagine, fix things, put things in order, and finding out if her father is indeed mad, bad, or a genius. So this is something that I'm really looking forward to read. It just sounds very much up my alley. It is a YA, but I've heard overall good things, so I want to read these. Now guys, this is insane. This is an insane TBR, considering that I will have stuff that I've been reading for months that I need to catch up on. It's gonna be an intense year. But we love it. We love reading, we love literature. Let me know what you're gonna read to start off the year. And, you know, as I promised in my videos a few videos back, I'm gonna do my favorite, least favorite of 2022 very soon. So this month is gonna be packed with those videos. But yeah, looking forward to spend the whole year together, talking in the comments and, you know, giving each other recommendations. And hope you had a great Christmas and then your start of the year goes very well. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Ciao!